Movies, Films, and Flicks, a podcast that remembers the First War, the way the sky burned, the faces of the angels destroyed. I saw a third of Heaven's Legion banished in the creation of hell. The podcast stood with its brothers and watched Lucifer fall, but now the podcast and its brothers, and we have come here where we are mortal to steal the dark soul, not yet Lucifer's, to serve our podcasting cause. I have always obeyed, but I never thought the war would happen again.
And then Eric Stoltz goes to sell some heroin.
So I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is Nathan LaHaye. Thanks for coming back, LaHaye.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's always a good time.
So this is really random, right? And so we're in a third of our Elias Koteas inadvertent trilogy with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Fallen, and now this.
We're going forever with this, baby.
I love that we somehow found our way to this completely inadvertently. Like,
I jumped at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then we randomly got on the subject of Fallen on the Facebook page, and now we're just that when we're just like, hey, yeah, let's keep it rolling, doing Koteas this. Or bust.
And I gotta tell you, man, I'm tired of monotone narration in post-apocalyptic. So if you think about a lot of movies, so I love the Resident Evil franchise, but Alice is like, the world is in fire and everyone's attacking. Every post-apocalyptic movie you hear, oh, this and that, and then the world did this, and then I did that, and then the world exploded. Listen, you and I, Nathan, are in the middle of an ancient angel heaven-hell battle. Even though we know Eric Stoltz's character in this movie has seen it all, if I'm narrating this, right, if I'm gonna be like, holy shit, the angels are fighting each other. Gabriel's down here trying to get some insane guy's soul because he ate and murdered people and decapitated them and kept them in these things. And then I meet up with this priest, and the lady from Candyman is here, and Christopher Walken. Have you seen the devil? He looks like the dude from Fellowship of the Ring. This is insane.
It should be narrated like David Della Rocca when he's freaking out in Boondock Saints, like, pack your shit. That's how it should have been, that level of thing. Yeah, and it's funny with this movie. One thing that I wanted to mention, like right off the bat, is like when people were going to see this movie, what do you think they were expecting? Because like I was looking at all the taglines that they had set up for like the promotional things, and it made it out to be this like gargantuan, like big, what was that? God's army has come to Earth and all hell is about to break loose. I loved that one because it was just like, it makes it seem like it's going to be this like big actiony.
Yeah.
And then you get the prophecy. The other good one was, which the other one that I found that made absolutely no sense, which made me have to, mention it now. Tell me what you think of this one, Mark, and if you think it fits the story that is within this flick. So, on ancient ground, at the edge of the world, an evil born in heaven is about to be unleashed on Earth.
No.
So let's break this down. I saw it on a poster for this movie as written. So on ancient ground, let's break it down. On ancient ground, ancient ground, just because they're somewhere that not a whole lot of people live, out in, what is it, Arizona?
But it could have taken place in a city if he found the soul there.
Exactly. So on ancient ground, that's like already misleading the audience. On ancient ground is just kind of wow factor. Like, ooh, this could be at the edge of the world. They're in Arizona. Apparently Arizona is the edge of the world. An evil born in heaven. Oh, okay. I guess that's accurate.
Is he evil that was accurate. Is he evil yet? Like, in this world, it seems very gray. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I wouldn't consider anything other than Viggo Mortensen, who is like arguably as Satan, like the nicest character in the whole thing out of
people's mouths.
Well, that was just a threat. He didn't mean it.
Do you think he would have done it? If Virginia Madsen, right? If Catherine was like, no.
If she just kept talking.
Then
that would have been actually, I would have paid to see that in this movie. If she's like, you know what? You can't just, and then it just like appears in their mouth like in a Nightmare on Elm Street, like changeover or something. That would have been great.
Oh, barf, poop, barf.
Poop, barf. But an evil born in heaven.
I know what the name of this episode is.
Poop barf, oh God. But an evil born in heaven is about to be unleashed on Earth. Were they going to unleash things on the
No.
earth. Like it's such a funny thing. Like the whole concept of this movie is we have to find the soul. The most evil soul will like basically absorb and eat other dark souls and become more powerful. But they never like specifically said what it was going to do. Am I wrong?
Well, so the soul of the soldier that they wanted, the murderer,
Yeah.
like cannibal, they
Yeah.
said that he knows how to do war, whereas the angels don't quite have that meanness to them. So he
Okay.
wanted this dark soul to kind of, it's like when you sign a $120 million signing to come to your team. Like you're you know what I mean? Like an enforcer. Like you're
Yeah.
bringing in the big guns. So that's what they said in this movie where
The Dark Souls, the Goon, or the Bash Brothers.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
all three
Gotcha.
twins in Slapshot. Like it just comes in or Doug Lattengoon for a more relevant one there. But yeah, so he said that he's pure evil. He's the most foulest soul who would have gone to Satan. But if Walken gets this soul, he could turn the tide of this stalemate between the angels. That you have the jealous angels, and then you
Yeah.
have the not jealous angels.
The do
Eric
what you're told
Stoltz,
angels.
yeah, the Eric Stoltz is do what you're told, and he says that I just do what I'm told. I sound like
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone there doing Eric Stoltz. But then you have the jealous angels, and so if they
Like
win,
Christopher
there's gonna
Walken
be
and Tommy Wiseau that showed up 5 minutes in the alley.
with
That
no
was
eyes.
the first thing. That was the first thing that hit my mind as going. I was like, wait a minute, is that is that Tommy?
And so, all right, so then they'll win, but then there'll be another hell, not another heaven. So then Satan, played by Viggo Mortensen, just says,
That's
I
so
don't want
good.
two hells because that costs me business. That's like another car dealership opening. Like you have
Exactly.
competition.
Yeah,
It's like the Karate Kid.
You don't want to split the revenue.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like Cobra Kai at two car
Absolutely.
dealerships, competition. And he doesn't want it, so then he goes to Virginia Madsen, and then he goes and talks to Elias Koteas, played by Thomas Daggett, who has a serious Constantine thing going on because he knows too much.
Dude, that is I'm so happy you said that because like as soon as you went into like I have faith and all this, and they went through that weird like opening scene in the church that he was shown something that they never came back to really and said this is exactly what you saw. They replayed it later in the movie of just like the weird like strobe light flashes of angels and blood on wings but it never actually said, oh, this is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then it cuts to him later on and he's on top of a building just taking long drags off of cigarettes. I was like, did he become Constantine? Is that what's going on here, John? Is that you?
He knows too much. That's why he has no faith.
Exactly.
I'll go for it.
I was just gonna say, Koteas I don't think he was bad in this movie by any means. I think he's always good in what he's given, but there was like, for so many characters in this movie, like certain motivations or things that they were going through in scenes just didn't make sense at all. And I'll go like to probably about the third scene in the movie when he comes home into his apartment to find Eric Stoltz just perching somehow like on the back of a chair, weightless, just like sitting there reading his books, and he and Koteas is supposed to be this like hard, homicide detective, and someone is in his house that he's never seen before, and he gets the gun out. Who are you? What do you? Get out of here! Blah blah blah. And then Stoltz just starts talking and asking questions. And Koteas just calms down and starts like having a conversation, and like everything is cool. I'm like, what? This dude that you don't know is here, like somehow defying gravity, and like knows so much about you, and you're all of a sudden cool with it, and just let him walk out with like a personal possession. Like, how does that make sense?
So you know me, man, for our Ninja Turtles episode and Fallen episodes, we found a lot of research. For this one, there's not much.
Yeah, I was digging, and there wasn't a whole lot that I could unearth.
I almost got a subscription to the dark web just to find something. But so I found some interesting things where I read the best thing was for Virginia Madsen AV Club Random Rolls article, and she said that was like one of those completely ridiculous situations where they didn't even have a whole script when we went in to shoot. But it was a good idea. I mean, it's a good idea, right? The movie was a really good idea, and the director, Gregory Widen, was the writer of Backdraft and Highlander. So that's that's heat. The dude had heat.
Yeah.
So we thought we were in good hands. Like, oh, he'll be able to write it if it's not done, but it's possible to write as you go. That's like us writing a script working our Comic-Con days. Like, you can't do it. That's just something that never works, no matter how talented people may think they are. But the thing is, so Elias Koteas joined this movie because Christopher Walken was in it. Virginia Madsen joined this movie because Christopher Walken was in it. Viggo Mortensen signed on the day before to fly in and do this movie and wrote his speeches because Christopher Walken was in it. So everyone just went, oh, Christopher Walken's in it. He's got heat. And so they join up. Everyone goes. It's by the dude who has all this heat from Backdraft and Highlander. And this is his directorial debut. So he got in over his head. He didn't get his pages. And Viggo had to write his lines. Other people had to write their lines.
I didn't know that Viggo wrote his own lines. So that makes me love it even more. Oh my goodness.
She said that he wrote it and he came up with his entire character. And so what I love is the reason I think this movie has become a cult classic, right, is the actors who signed on because of Walken and the heat of the director. But this movie gets lost, dude. It's like,
oh, so quick.
I was all in the beginning. I'm like, oh man, Koteas is like seeing stuff. He looks great, man. He's got a jawline. He looks good. I'm thinking, like,
but what is with his hair?
Yeah,
I couldn't throughout the entire first half of the movie. I was like, is that his real hair? Like the first, when he's a priest, not his hair. And then even when it grows out a little bit more, I was like, is that his hair now? It was it was just, I don't know why I focused on it. Maybe I'm just so used to him as Casey Jones with the long locks, but I didn't buy it for a second.
In Fallen, he had short hair, right?
Yeah, it was just gone. So I guess I'm polar opposites with Koteas. It either has to be flowing or non-existent. Exactly.
And so, you're like, yeah, man, he saw too much, and the movie's going to be about him. But then you get Christopher Walken goes and joins up with Adam Goldberg and Jerry, and I like him, but he's a suicide case. He brings back to life, and I guess angels can't drive, so you just have you have Adam Goldberg being Adam Goldberg. And then he's like, they're hard to get, but then he goes and immediately gets another one, played by Amanda Plummer as Rachel.
Yeah.
And then they can smell things. And then you have Virginia Madsen, who's we just talked about her in the movie Candyman. She's wonderful. She's luminous.
Oh, so
she's
good.
Excellent. But I just went, why is she in this? And I was like, where'd Koteas go? And then Christopher Walken, you're like, what? He's having kids blow trumpets and blow out windows, and it's his trumpet to call, and then you have Adam Goldberg being sassy, and
it jumped around so much. And I found two snippets of reviews that I read that I thought just perfectly were like, yes, this is exactly what does this movie. Someone said it was daring and unique on the one hand, but very hard to swallow on the other hand, which I was like, yeah, okay, I can buy that just because it set up things, but didn't provide enough answers to make it believable. And then the other one, which was just perfect, it says it was an occult freak show so inert, it seems to have been pasted together with stock footage.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
But really,
the idea is there,
makes
right?
sense. Yeah, I think that, Widen had a very good idea to start off with, but just didn't know how to put it all together and make it flow, because it just jumped around so much from place to place that it didn't give any one, segment really enough time to develop before it switched over, which is why you have, okay, we got the detective and he found this angel, and then we're back to the angel and he's got these things, and then he's fighting another angel, and then the angel dies, and then, okay, we're back to the detective, and then and now we're in the middle of Arizona with a teacher and a choir concert, and then why is Stoltz here now? And he's got a dead body. Okay, well, I think I remember that. It was just like I think the director was banking on the audience filling in those holes to answer not even their own questions, but just there were little things like the newspaper clipping in the beginning, and why is he in Arizona? And all of a sudden the casket with the dude. Oh, that was the dude from the newspaper clipping. Okay, I got it moving forward. But there were so many things that either they just did and they're like, go with it, don't question it, or fill in the blank with what you think makes sense, which is really not how you should.
No.
put forth an $8 million movie. This movie was $8 million. That blows my mind too.
And
did the majority of that just go towards
Walken?
Black hair dye for Walken?
Yeah, most of it must have gone to him, I would say.
It had to have, because the only CG that I remember was Eric Stoltz looking getting burnt up, very unbelievable. That was the only CG that I remember, and then the weird angels on stakes in the cave, which they never touched on that either.
No,
that was the biggest questions that I had, because they made it like the car was at that mine, And Virginia Madsen was like, oh, the car is there. That's where they were. And they go in and they find all this angelic scripture and angelic text, writing drawn on the walls, and a sleeping bag, and just like littered with like food and stuff. But they never touched on who was there, who did it. And I'm sitting there like, was it the colonel or the general? Because he lived there in the town, but like, why would he be having all these like angelic visions and doing all these things? It was just, they never touched on it, and it kind of upset me a little bit because I keep coming back to it trying to figure out, and I just don't have an answer.
Yeah, there's not. You know what's interesting with this movie is I know why it's a cult classic, and I know why it has sequels, right? Because the ideas are there. But when you, all right, so this was me at the end of it. So I just kind of thought, so Christopher Walken is jealous, and so he's jealous.
Jealous and really like angry and hurt.
So he
like,
wants them.
Jealous is a good thing that, God loves humans more, which goes into the jealousy, but it's not just jealousy. Like if you're in high school and you got a crush on a girl and like you're friends with her and she likes you kind of okay, but she likes this other guy like more, like you're going to be jealous, but you're going to be angry, you're going to be hurt, you're going to be sad. Like there's so much more that rolls into it. So like his kind of going against the grain, or like wanting to like, make this big war happen to, prove that he's better, or just, rain down his fury on these people that's, taking God's affection, definitely makes sense. Like the motivation is there, but everything around it just kind of lacks in I guess, reasoning.
Can I ask you a question too?
I love it.
7 billion people on the planet. You have the most vile soul. The second most vile soul is not going to be that much less evil.
Based on what they showed of why he's the most evil?
Yes. And you could go get 20 through 50. And like, you don't need like, number one.
And they were really like, it was funny, like when Koteas finally like found, like, that was one thing that was super funny to me, is he was going through the guy's apartment, like trying to find all this stuff, and he finds this lockbox, and it's just wrapped in evidence tape so conveniently, like, oh, maybe that's important. Maybe I should open up the thing that says evidence, and busted it open and watched the video. And he was in the war, and he was a cannibal. Something happened. He killed people. He was eating bodies. That video was one of the most funny things to me, of just that showed, because he was just kind of very stiff, very frozen, and he had like clear blood like all over his mouth, and they were showing all these body parts, and it was just very, I don't know, it was almost silly. Like it was supposed to be this like big reveal of this is why, and it was so like they're just trying to like hammer it into you. Like, he's evil, he's bad, here's why, that it didn't, there wasn't that shock value to it. I think I agree with you, like, with the cult classic thing. It is, like, with as arguably not as good of a movie as it is, there are some damn good lines in it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that can make it a cult classic just alone. Like,
Viggo Mortensen makes it a cult classic.
Oh, my God. That, and when Walken goes full Walken and gets angry, and just some of the things he says. What was it? He was talking about when he and Koteas first met in the church, and he was talking about, how you got that little divot in your lip before you were born, before your soul came out. I told you a secret, and I said, shh. And then it came throughout the rest of the movie where he could just shush people to sleep, or like banish them, or almost kill them with just a shush. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty badass. Like that's a nice power to have.
Walken is good in this movie, and you can almost sense his frustration that he didn't have much of a script to work with in this movie. But, I mean, this is a trailer movie, right? There's enough in this movie to make a legit trailer. So you have the burning, the people sitting on the chairs, the explosions, that kind of stuff. I think where it faltered a little bit for me was just the 90s Pulp Fiction-esque vibe. So, just Adam Goldberg and the kind of stylish dialogue. If they would, Widen wanted this to be a theological Terminator. If you think about that, right? It's that.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
If it wouldn't have dated itself with some of that kind of 90s vibes in a few scenes, I think it could have had that. And I think what it needed was to be much more lean. Take place over 2 days, 1 day. Stultz comes down, right? tries to help. He gets Sam Jackson in Deep Blue Sea killed off early. It leaves Koteas to rescue him, but there's a teacher. They leave immediately and are chased by these people. Right? It could be a good road trip, but it stops in the middle to play trumpet, and like Walken drives into a chain and he gets shot in a like. Does that make sense? It really,
Yeah.
It could have been lean, mean, Duel-esque, Steven Spielberg's Duel-esque, just lean and mean, and then you have cool theology, or interesting like theology toss it within, and then you have your closer Viggo Mortensen. Could have been a solid 90 minutes, I think. I would say.
There was not much of a threat throughout the whole movie too.
Yeah.
Like it was very kind of back and forth with I mean, if you have an angel, I mean, if you look at Constantine, the angels that are in that, or the demons that are in that, like they're going around, they don't really give a crap. They're killing, they're throwing people through walls. They're just like monsters on earth, right? They can't be hurt. They're these like super strength, super just like immune creatures that know their power and use it on a whim. And then you have Walken that's just like kind of whimsical and going through, and he gets shot and he's just like, I don't care, and like throws Koteas around the mobile home a little bit.
I hate it when villains throw people.
Doesn't even bust him through a wall, doesn't even break cabinets or anything, and then throws him out the window. I'm like, if you're this like super powerful, strong, like, you can rain down a hellfire archangel Gabriel, and you're just like kind of ragdolling him in the RV, like that's just, it doesn't pose a huge threat,
Yeah. Especially he's looking for his key to win a war, and he's tussling with Elias Koteas in a trailer park. It's not. Listen, dude. I think what people like about movies, films, and flicks is we go out of our way to not be the podcast that really hates on movies, and so that's why I keep going back to like the positive aspects of it. But yeah, I mean, I guess when I rag on this movie a little bit, not rag, when we talk about some weird scenes, I think it all comes down to Widen getting in over his head and saying, I'll get you these pages, but then he has to direct, and then he has all these actors on set, and then you have to write pages, but then you also have to direct your movie and cut it. And it wasn't that long of a shoot. A lot of the money went to Walken. So yeah, I mean, I guess it was, but there's still enough, like, there's still enough cool moments. Like, I like when Walken says the one thing I like about this conversation is we'll never have to have it again.
Yeah, that was a great line.
And he lights him on fire. I like the guy in the mortuary who is just super chill about dead bodies showing up in his place, and he's just super cool with Thomas Daggett. I guess he's working the day shift, and then he gets burnt. Like he burns the body. I think,
which was like so not a big deal. Like no one was freaking out about this body that no one can explain, and it's burnt, and they're just like, it's a Tuesday. It happens sometimes. It makes me wonder, like, do bodies just go missing or get destroyed, like, in this place often? And they're just like, there's another one. Well, mark it on the wall. We lost another one. Put it up there. It was, and again, I agree with you. I don't want people to think that we're trashing the movie or ragging on it. It was just, I think it's more so like, there's a difference between ragging on a movie and pointing out certain flaws in an effort to show like what it could have been. Like there was so much potential in this movie and so many good lines, like Walken's scenes with Stoltz and their conversation going through with it. And even in the trailer park, it's not a trailer park, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was one little mobile home. But when he's sitting there and he starts getting amped up, I wanted to see Gabriel amped up throughout the whole movie, not this just chill, like I'm, just walking through life and going through. Like when he started to get angry and just like, as Walken could get, and saying things like, oh, where is it? I had it written down here. I'm an angel. I kill firstborns with their mama's watch. I'm just like, oh man, here he comes. There's the archangel. There's the anger. Let's keep it going. And then he just like chills down and make it like this art, this huge thing that he needs to accomplish it, and downplaying it into something that is just like, oh, I'll get it or I won't get it, which I guess could be also seen as like just he's so cocky and sure of himself that there's no way that he can he can lose. You know, the biggest challenge was finding this soul. And then once he found out that Stoltz found it, you know, that Simon found it, like the work is gone. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. And the only thing stopping him now is this, you know, now non-believer cop that he's like, oh, well, it's just, you know, so I can see that being that it's not a big hurdle for him. So he's just taking his time. But, you know, if you've been looking for this thing for so long and this is the means to an ends for you to accomplish your goal, like there still has to be that urgency behind it. And I think that's one of the big thing in a nutshell that this movie lacked is the urgency. Right.
And I know this sounds crazy.
Kind of across the board.
You're 100% right. And if you look at some of the best movies, Exorcist, there's urgency to that, right?
Yeah. Get this out of this girl or before she dies.
Drag me to hell. She has a couple days before she's dragged to hell. The Descent, you survive at all costs. So Fallen, the thing is starting to pick his life apart. He has to act.
People are dying. Yeah.
When you have, it's perfect what you said, and you take out a lot of the urgency of it, and also they took away some of the agency out of Gabriel too, where he needs people to drive for him. And I think it's funny that he keeps bringing back suicides, and they're all miserable because he just keeps them alive, and he's a jerk. But
was Rachel a suicide too?
Yeah, she was a suicide. He was looking at all of them. Yeah.
I saw like when he was looking through the things and he mentioned her like no hope for coming back basically, or a lost cause. He was like, my favorite. But I missed the suicide angle.
And she was all bummed. She's like, I saw a light. And she's, why? Why do you want me? I don't want this. And so like an eternity in a skin bag or one day helping me.
I loved with Walken with dealing with those guys, I guess the revenants, I guess you called them, where they were like crossed over, but he brought them back. So they were, you know, souls that were like on the edge, I guess, and how he just dealt with them like they were just petulant children. Like when Amanda Plummer started to cry, he's like, no, don't do that. Don't, like, he was just like, so like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like it was like, that's how I talk to my kids sometimes. Like when they start getting upset, like, no, I'm not dealing with this right now. Stop. It was very, very funny to see. But yeah, like why would an angel not be able to drive? Or for that matter, why wouldn't he just be able to fly wherever he needed to go? Like, was that too easy for him? Like, did he need a challenge in this whole thing, which is why he needed to employ, you know, these suicides, these bodies that had just crossed over to do his things?
It just took the agency and it took the urgency out of the movie, I would say. And listen, like this is four sequels, so people obviously dig it, right? People obviously dig this world, but I don't know. I guess the promise of it, and then I guess another thing too is I guess you could have lost either Koteas or Madsen in this movie, right? Because at the end when Koteas or Thomas Daggett is giving Catherine head smooches, you're like, they've known each other for 6 minutes. I mean, why is he head smooching her? You're kind of I don't know. You didn't need those, or you could have lost Stoltz. I guess you could have.
They had too many working pieces that didn't necessarily need to be as big of a portion. Well, and going back again, I know we keep referencing Fallen, but if you look at Denzel Washington and then the female character, oh God, her name's escaping me right now. Yes. Embeth. I keep saying Davids because that's the easiest thing for me to pronounce it. But yeah, Embeth Davids.
That might be right.
Like she was in there. And she was important for the amount that she was in there, but she didn't have this like huge piece of the movie. When they were together, she had the moments that she needed to like further the story, to shed light on certain things and you know, show that she was kind of a big player without overshadowing Denzel Washington. In this one, they tried to like even them out and put them on level playing fields. But I mean, if you look at, you know, the cop that kind of knew what was going on versus just the school teacher who had a relationship with Mary, with the girl. Like, I mean, it got that importance there that without her, he may not have been able to get to the grandmother and then get to the, you know, the reservation and get to the tribe and things like that. But yeah, I agree that just, you know, trying to put too many people in there just for, I don't know, filler, just to say that they have this female semi-romantic, you know, aspect to it. Yeah, I don't think it was necessary to the point where they elevated it to.
But they're all so good. That's what's
They
annoying,
are
right?
so good.
Uh,
Yes, absolutely.
it's I gotta tell you, I was watching Candyman and I was marveling at Virginia Madsen's computer acting,
Oh,
where she looks at a computer. Like her looking at a computer acting is amazing. Watch Candyman again, you'll be blown away. But
oh, I'm going to. Oh,
her
for sure.
leading the choir acting was perfect. Just the way she was
Hmm.
looking at him, the camera on her. Like I don't
Dude,
think
I
she
was a
nails it.
absolutely, and I was a choir kid in high school, so anytime things like that happens, like just with her hand movements and like looking, like I believe like she was looking at kids in the eyes to like give them confidence and be like, you're doing good, and just like going through and doing it, like I had flashbacks.
I started
So
singing.
yeah. I
She was so
didn't
good.
even know
I
the words.
started
I just
bel
ha 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 ha.
My wife was like, "You're harmonizing beautifully, Mark." I had my hand on my chest, standing up straight, nailing it. I charged my neighbors to come over and listen. All
Well, I mean,
Virginia,
if you want to see the show, you got to charge admission. I completely understand that.
the Virginia
Um,
Madsen School of just singing.
one thing that I thought was very interesting in this, and I touched on it briefly before we hopped on here, is the movie took a very very pronounced shift to the point where it was almost like two separate movies or themes. Like you had the beginning where things were like trying to be explained and it was all over the place and you're trying to like, put the pieces of the yarn into the thumbtacks on the board and like making everything line up. And then all of a sudden they get to like the reservation or the village, I guess you call it. And then Viggo Mortensen shows up and everything is just like bam. It's like new setting, almost new movie. Like where when he
Yeah.
showed up, all the motivation that was lacking, or the villainy that was lacking, or just the almost fear that was lacking in this was all of a sudden there as soon as he showed up.
Hmm.
You know, like just with all of a sudden, you could say that, anytime Satan shows up, it's about to hit the fan, and that's just going to completely change the tone of the movie. Looking at Constantine, that movie was like running like at full throttle from the beginning, and even when, Satan did show up, as great as Peter
Oh,
Storm,
so good.
it didn't like, just completely like switch the tone of the movie. You knew things like went up to a next level, but it didn't like completely alter where you are already at watching that flick. This one, it was just like, this is what this movie is supposed to be. And it almost like had a visual turn too,
Oh yeah.
that how it was shot and how it looked and almost how the acting was, like they like almost started taking it a lot more seriously. And I don't know, with all the stories that are out there with Vigo and Lord of the Rings and what he did with his character and how he lived as Aragorn and just like brought everyone together, maybe that's what he did on this as well, showing up as Satan and just uniting everyone to this, common cause or villain or just whatever it may be in his own Vigo way. As soon as he showed up and you knew who he was and he started talking to Virginia Madsen's character and Koteas' character and, showed up to confront Walken at the end in the little hut, it just became a completely different movie to me,
And
you know?
I think, you know what I noticed about cult classics, right? Rocky Horror, Hocus Pocus, Boondock Saints, they're weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not what you expect, and they grow on you
Mm-hmm.
because you just see all the weirdness in the movies, the layers to it, and maybe the tonal shifts and the oddness of this is what brings people to it. But I do know that Viggo Mortensen, I researched this, and he said this was really hard to prepare for because he couldn't
Mm-hmm.
go to Satan's house. And so in the beginning, he was really stressed. Like, I can't research this like I did Young Guns 2. I can't research this like I did Daylight.
I completely
I have to like,
forgot.
I have to
Oh my!
pull. What's up?
I just completely forgot he was in Young Guns too. That just blew my mind for a second.
No, yeah, I was watching Young Guns 2. We did it for the podcast and went, what? Vigo's in that? So, so what he did was he kind of thought to himself, I can do what I want. I, I don't, he basically thought I'm ancient.
Mm-hmm.
I look very smooth, but there's things to him that are scary. His nails, his sort
Mm-hmm.
of look, his kind of vulture-esque stance, the the lackey he has with him that he yells
Yeah,
at.
whatever little like hell demon that he growls at that was just there. That what did it do? It carried off Walken's corpse.
Yeah,
That
and
was about it.
he talks to it once. I have some notes in here. He says something and he kind of looks over to the thing, goes, hey, like he he gives it like a sassy look, like, yeah, man, can you believe this? But yeah, he said that he did a lot of insane things. A lot of it was cut out. But yeah, Virginia Madsen said he wrote that thing, and he wanted to be calm, but he showed that flash of anger, so you knew it was there.
Oh yeah.
And then he just, it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. He didn't want to portray him as all evil because he doesn't think he's evil. And just the way
it was,
and it's iconic, man. Any list you pull up, his name's in the top five. It really is.
mm-hmm.
Because he played it against type, dude. He's not Pacino going skibbity ha. He's not. He's chill. He seems tired, angry.
Everything about it made sense. It was that kind of the same thing that I talked about with Walken. Yeah, exactly. But kind of like you said with what I mentioned with Walken earlier about he knew how powerful he was, so nothing was really a threat. You know, he was comfortable in the position that he was in. He knew that no one that he was talking to could touch him and like mess up his world. The only thing that he was worried about, like was the second car dealership, was the competition.
Yeah.
Like, this is my thing. You're gonna try to take this away from me. That was like the biggest, like, it was ego.
Mm-hmm.
It was for sure ego. You know, like I am hell. I'm the ruler of hell. I am the tormentor. You think you're gonna do this? I don't think so. Now we got a problem. You know, if it was just something, I think that, you know, Gabriel was trying to just mess up mankind or stick it to God, he probably wouldn't have cared. He's like, yeah, go for it. I don't care. But as soon as he started, encroaching on my territory, oh, you're taking this away from me?
Yeah.
Not happening.
It's interesting too, because how do we even know that he wasn't just lying to them? He's saying, I don't want Gabriel to do this, so to get the soul. It's just interesting. Like, he could have been playing Koteas in them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because heaven's not open. Remember, heaven is not open for business, but hell is, even on Christmas.
Even on Christmas. God, that was so good.
No, I love it, man. And it's just, all right, so he doesn't want the competition, but so Walken is trying to overtake God, but he wants to create another hell?
Mm-hmm.
Which, what does that mean? Are they going to are they going to be like a car salesman? Hey, come on over here. I'll give you, zero balance for 24 months if you come over to hell.
I think a lot of it is just, since Lucifer was cast down and hell became, like, it was that constant fight of claiming souls and doing this thing and kind of taking out his rage again on the people that God, saw over them. And that was his way of kind of, getting back. And now if that one thing that he found purpose in, with his sole purpose being gone, being an angel, being with God, like, this is what he is now, and someone is trying to alter that or assume that position or just even do it differently than him. It's just, could he have been lying about it? Absolutely. He's the Prince of Lies. He's going to do whatever he can to get it going. But just the things that he says, like, God is love. I don't love you.
Yeah.
Like, things that's such a good line too.
It's like, you're not in God's presence. He's left you there. So if Walken wins the war, if God dies, then does that mean there's no God? So then there's just two hells.
That would be it, because ultimately I think he wanted to make heaven into another hell. So there was no good place. There were only two good places, or two bad places, right?
Wait, but are they in the bad place thinking it's the good place, but it's actually the bad place? And then they have to take Ted Danson and convince a bunch of people so they don't go to the bad place?
And that's how we got the good place with Kristen Bell. I honestly think, we keep touching back on it going through. If you are in an area and you're the only person supplying something, or you have a stranglehold on the market, even being an evil thing like hell, you don't want something else coming in and trying to take your business. No, so I really think it's, just kind of coming back to that.
That's a good point,
man. It was. I will say that. What did you think about the end? Like, once Gabriel was taken out, and his heart got ripped out, and Vigo took a big old chunk out of it, and he, like, his demeanor changed after that.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking about, like, I want you to come with me. Like, it was almost like he was sad that he couldn't bring, like, these pets with, like all the angels kept talking about, like, they were talking monkeys, like they were just talking, like, so down to these, and they didn't give a crap. And then all of a sudden he was just like, but the puppies that I found on my journey, they can come home with me, right? Like, he was so sad that, like, as I want to bring you home with me. It was just such a switch from this, like, evil thing that it was kind of shocking to see, which is good. Like, you want that. You want to be surprised with a character that you just automatically think, oh, this is exactly what he is. And then he took the chunk out of it. And then, like, was that his, if anything was left of a good side from Lucifer, or was he showing gratitude? Like, was that his way of showing gratitude? Like, I can show you hell. I can give you a place in hell. Like, you can be under my, you want to come to hell?
I got an open room in my house.
Exactly. Is it a little Nicky situation where he's going to, like, have,
you only get tortured with a pineapple once a day.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did change, and he became scarier. He became more monstrous, I would say. And you know what? You know what's interesting? You're right. In the beginning, it's very much a detective story, and it felt very fallen, very singular, very. Oh, Elias Koteas at his desk with one light while he's smoking a cigarette and drinking coffee.
Translating this weird text, and I'm gonna find out the mystery. Yeah.
Subdued. I just saw an angel, but I don't need to lift my voice because this is one of those movies. And and then it goes to the expanse of the desert. Mm-hmm. So it really, as opposed to becoming more claustrophobic or more, it takes total. So when they said that the school was out in the country, I'm like, wait, wasn't the school in the city? Watching it again, I kind of felt that way. It's interesting, man. And sorry, I deviated away from the devil, but I just kind of thought about your point about how the movie really changes from that. But I mean, you know what? I would let Viggo Mortensen's devil appear in every single movie.
Oh, absolutely.
What 500 Days of Summer? What would that be like with him?
Oh, geez, I don't even know. You tell me.
You make my dreams not come true. So he's 500 Days of Hell.
You know what would have been great? I'm gonna say it right now. If Viggo Mortensen as Lucifer showed up on the Titanic, that would have been fantastic. Whether, like, he just, like, appears in random scenes, like, because he knows everyone's boned, right? And he's gonna be collecting souls. If the people are, like, playing, like the band's playing as the ship goes down, if he, like, just walks up with a cello
and grabs
and just
one
starts playing along with them.
Messes one of the cellists up, just pulls his arm.
He's whispering in Billy Zane's ear throughout the movie. Oh, that'd be great.
You're going to kill that king of the world. You're going to get him.
They boned in the backseat of that car. You didn't see it, but you know what happened.
Ask her about the painting.
Exactly.
Give her the necklace. It's,
George of the Jungle. I'm going to put Viggo Mortensen in the Brendan Fraser wonderful kid story, George of the Jungle, that he's talking to I almost said Hayden Christensen, Thomas Hayden Church, the whole time, telling him that he needs to, that'd be great.
Hey, George, no one loves you. Stay in the jungle.
Aw, now he just made it sad.
Like, instead of George, watch out for that tree, George, watch out for that pile of spikes.
George, watch out for your own lack of self-confidence. What?
Hey, George.
Just right into it.
What job are you going to get in the city, George? What job are you going to get?
You have no work experience or education. No one's going to look at your resume twice.
Show me your handwriting, George. Show me your handwriting.
You can talk to animals. That just makes them think you're going to be crazy.
You actually keep talking to them. We want everyone to think you're crazy.
You know what I'm going to say? This will make you happy. Let's put Viggo Mortensen in Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh, man. Ernest. Screw those kids. Let the troll bring his troll army back. It's down at you.
Don't use your logic. Of course it's Miak. Don't think otherwise. It's Miak.
Oh, man. This town hates you, Ernest. This town hates you. Help the troll. Help him. Bring a troll me to life. How fun will that be?
Ernest, don't talk back to me or I'm going to throw your mother's feces in your mouth.
You know what I mean, Vern?
You know what I mean? I was just about to say that.
Vern is with me in hell.
Oh,
Burning.
no.
Burning.
Verning. He's verning.
All right, so about this. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk more The Prophecy. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I got a surprise for you, Nathan.
Oh, I love surprises.
Viggo Mortensen draft, but we can't use any Lord of the Rings films.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, this is going to be...
I mean, he has a ton of movies, but since you're a guest, you're the guest here, I'll give you first pick.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, God. There's so many.
There's so many good ones.
There are wonderful ones. I may go...
Don't do it. I don't even know what you're going to take.
I'm going to go a route where maybe a lot of people may not think I'm going to go with it, or they may say, yes, of course, absolutely, which those people suck it because you don't know me. I'm going to go with Eastern Promises.
Oh.
Because that movie, like, it was right after, and you may come right back at me with something. Well, you do your first one first, because it may... Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to think. So I watched History of Violence. I loved it. And then it was like right around the time when Eastern Promises came out. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, Viggo's great. And I went and saw it, and like it blew me away. I loved it. And just the whole like sauna fight scene.
Yeah.
It was, oh, God. It was
so... Is that why you always trying to knife fight people at Comic-Cons?
He tried to knife fight people?
No, you were.
Me?
Yeah, man.
What?
You were always like, hey, Mark, I'm trying to stab people.
No, I mean, we would have...
Eastern Promises you. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I don't remember this. Have I had way too much whiskey in my ears since then that it's gone out of my head?
Probably.
We've had plenty of balloon fights and high kick fights.
That's a great. I mean, it's an all-timer fight. I mean,
yeah.
I was reading Shea Serrano's book, Movies and Other Things, and he talks about his most gangster movie moments in gangster movies, and he included these together. And like History of Violence when he kills everyone in the diner. Then I love when he kills all the people in William Hurt's office, and William Hurt's like, why do I pay you? I told you this was gonna happen. Like, why are you here? I love it. I love it.
Right, getting back into it, I have to say The Road.
Oh,
because
it's the feel-good movie of the year.
I had to say The Road, yeah.
I read that book, so when I watched the movie, it wasn't that depressing.
I did the opposite. I watched the majority of the movie, and I was like, oh, that was really good. There's a book, and I read the book, and I was like, oh, my God.
That book hurts.
Oh, man, so bad.
Those people that were eating in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, there were a lot of things they could have touched on in the movie they didn't, and it's maybe a good thing they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't.
But I will say I sure as hell didn't pit oh goodness, his name is escaping me now. What's the guy that showed up at the very end of the movie with like the weird like
Guy Pearce?
Guy Pearce. There we go. Yeah, I didn't picture Guy Pearce in my head when I was reading the book showing up at the end with the shotgun. But I guess that's why I don't make movies.
Anymore.
It is your anymore. You're right. Don't tell them about that. They're going to deep dive into the dark web.
I don't care. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to take The Prophecy.
Okay. That's fine. That's not cheating. Why is that cheating?
Well, because we're talking about it. But it's just a good performance, man.
Absolutely. There's no cheating about it.
Right.
I'm angry you said it.
I don't like going for ringers sometimes. I feel like I don't want to be going like, Godfather.
It all depends on what you consider a ringer. My next choice, I think, is a ringer because
Crimson
he was
Tide?
Wonderful in it. No.
What?
But now I know your next choice. G.I. Jane.
Oh yeah, he's so good in it.
It was so good. It was so good. Like when I think about that movie, I don't think about Demi Moore. I think about Viggo Mortensen and the shit that he pulled in it. That's how much he stood out for me.
He crushed those nights. He was like Paul Giamatti in the 90s, just crushing random roles. Popping up, like, you know what I mean? Just popping up here and there. He had a good 90s career, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So I got to pick one.
Right. It's your turn.
This is going to cost me everything, but I'm going to say Captain Fantastic because He was nominated for an Oscar for it. He was nominated for an Academy Award. Amazing performance. So I'm going to give Captain Fantastic because he's really good in it.
That is one that I will have to see. Let's see here. This one may cost me everything, but you said it earlier, so damn it, it's going on my list. Young Guns 2.
No, that just got you the win. He's so good in it. He's just that squirrely guy that's along the ride with William Forsythe.
Well, again, I completely forgot he was in it until you said it, and I love both of the movies, Young Guns, the first one and the second one, so much that I have to have it on there. Those movies hold a special place in my heart because when I was, I think, oh man, it was in the first house that I lived in when I was growing up. So I was probably like 6 years old, 6 years old. My cousin would come to babysit. And she'd be like, what movie you guys want to watch? And we're like, oh, we don't know. My brother was 7 at the time. And she's like, let's watch this one. And she popped in Young Guns. And so for 5-year-old me, it was great. And I loved it. And I wanted to be Lou Diamond Phillips as Chavez because I thought the knives were cooler than the guns.
Chavez.
Yeah. So I just wanted – and it was funny. Like I remember watching that movie and then digging through like toys and things and finding like anything that could be like anything similar to a knife that I could like throw and like pretend that I was Chavez. Navajo. Yeah.
Mr. Chisholm. I'll make you famous. I always wanted to be Alan Ruck's character in that. No, I'm joking. I'll take Crimson Tide then. Why not? Great film.
Absolutely.
I mean, he held his own with Denzel and Hackman and all those guys. So I mean,
absolutely.
Shoot, why not? All right. So
absolutely.
What's your last pick?
Oh God, this is going to be tough. This is going to be really hard.
And also, while he's thinking about this, you can head to Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook, and you can vote on this the day after this podcast is released. Or just go to Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook. We have a very positive, fun page. Everyone's very friendly. I enforce it. Not in a weird way. I just keep it positive. People enjoy themselves.
If you enjoy my voice, you can just, based on that fact alone, vote on any of my teams in the number of tournaments that on a monthly basis at the Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook page. Also, if you ever come across an entry in these tournaments named Zenandi, just go ahead and vote against this person.
What?
Just
Why?
all the votes.
She does the podcast too. She's putting together some beats. She beat me in the finals in the last one, man. I'm not even mad.
Here comes a PSA. Zenandi, I would just like to say that my comments right now are induced through whiskey and shame. I am very upset that I was knocked out in the very first round, more upset at Mark than you for pitting us against each other in the Oh the Horror tournament bracket. I was very happy with my team. You had the better one. Congratulations. No harm, no foul. I love you, I guess. Okay, and PSA. I hope I didn't creep her out by that. Zenandi, we've never met. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and say last one, Green Book.
Okay. Oh, wow, Green Book. All right. Sorry about these police cars flying by. I think the last one just went by us.
Oh, really?
It was Viggo. He was practicing for a role. You know he would go in a drive.
They heard me. They heard my PSA, and they said, "How dare he chastise Zenandi? Let's get him."
I'll get you two on an episode sometime. All right, so I'll pick.
Get both of us?
Yeah, right.
No, that could be interesting.
I'll pick Daylight for my final. Why not?
There you
Stallone
go.
movie with him in it. There's other ones. I could have gone Carlito's Way. There's a lot more to pick. I could have gone for the Psycho remake. No, but. Yeah. So you have Eastern Promises, The Road, G.I. Jane, Young.
You could have done Hidalgo. You didn't want Hidalgo on your.
I didn't really like Hidalgo. Did you?
I don't remember a whole lot about it, so that's how much I love it.
I like him a lot. Yeah,
it's forgettable.
He's on a horse in the sand. That's what I know.
There we go.
Dangerous Method, he's really good in. 28 Days with Sandra Bullock, he's good. Perfect Murder.
Oh, Sandy.
I mean, Albino Alligator, no. But yeah, I mean, he's been crushing it for a long time. In Carlito's Way, yeah. But
it's funny. I think it's going to be very funny with how people vote. He was in Witness. Oh, goodness gracious. I think it's very funny if this draft will come down to either the Eastern Promises crowd or the History of Violence crowd.
This is where it comes down. Or the Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 crowd.
The people that are so angry we didn't pick that they just don't vote at all.
I gotta say, the one nice thing about our polls, which I've really worked hard to do, is when you see 9 out of 10 movies that you love, people don't comment on the one they hate. They normally just like, I love this thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's funny that's one of the funnest things and why I encourage the listeners to go to movies, films, and places. No, it's whenever we do the tournaments or the drafts or things like that, it's really great. Like everyone comes up with really great pulls and squads to go together. But if there's that just one movie that's on there that you're just like, I can't vote against that, then that is what clinches it a lot of the time, which is fun to see how things sway in favor of different picks.
And I had so many rules for this the Horror tournament to prevent a team
I
having
loved it. No,
no
the more rules, the better.
If
I
I
loved
saw
it.
The Exorcist, Get Out, Scream, Jaws, and Psycho on one team, I'd barf. So I gotta make this weird. I gotta force people to make funky squads. So mine, because of all the rules we worked out, I came up with Night of the Comet, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight, Crawl. I forgot my team. Crawl. Man, I don't even remember what's on my squad. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you look it up.
Drag
and
Me
get
to
your
Hell.
Squad. Should we have a secondary Mark v. Nathan? Oh, the horror 3 months later squibble squabble here. Since
Yeah.
I'm already knocked out of the tournament, so I want some redemption. Let's do your team against my team.
Oh, so like just later on, or should we put
Fantasy
together
battle?
No, let's do 2 brand new teams.
2 brand new teams.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well, I'm going to use the team that I didn't use.
Oh,
It's queued up. It's ready to go. I just got to find it.
You're
So
Evil Dead?
I am. So Mark had a ton of rules for the Horror, which I thought was phenomenal, because the biggest thing that we have I'm part of this thing, that he has with the tournaments is people choosing the same movies. And so if you have the same 2 or 3 movies on every team, it kind of defeats the purpose of kind of, what am I going to vote for? So there were many horror movies that he was like, off limits, don't use these, which I thought was great. With the addendum that if you do use these, or at least one of these, all of your other teams have to essentially be garbage.
Yeah,
and there are things that
Exorcist, all of your teams all your 4 other teams, so there's 5 teams total, they have to have a 35% or below tomato meter score.
Which was fun to find some of the gems that were underneath there. Like the number one that I found, Event Horizon's like 28%, which I think is a travesty. I love it so much. So I for these, and it was like, you have to have a sequel, you have to have a foreign film, you can't have this, you can't have that. I thought your rules were great. Anyone that was cursing you because of the extra rules, I said it before, I'll say it again, can suck it, because I think it just the variety of the teams is what makes these tournaments the most fun. So I was so conflicted in my choosing for the Horror that I made 2 teams. I made one ringer team that had one from the off limits list, and then everything else under 35%, and then one I can make whatever I want. I entered in the I'll make whatever I want team, and I got knocked out in the first round. So I'm going to present my my one ringer team in this fantasy matchup against Mr. Mark Hoffmeyer and his team that he is coming up with right now. So I will go ahead and present mine because I assume Mark is still looking up ones for his team. So the one ringer that I had that made everything else have to be below 35% was, of course, praise his name, Sam Raimi, Evil Dead. Oh, yeah. Evil Dead is my ringer. And followed by House of a Thousand Corpses, which is still one of my favorite horror movies, because beyond any others that I remember just off the top of my head, first off, I can't watch a whole lot of horror movies in my life because either people I've dated or people I've roomed with don't do horror movies, so I have to pick my moments. House of a Thousand Corpses was one that throughout any that I remember had no semblance of hope throughout the whole movie, which is why I love it. The cops show up, you think, oh, there's going to be a shootout and all that. They get taken out.
Walton
bam.
Goggins.
Oh, I love Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
But yeah, they show up, they get decimated, and you're back into just the dark, the dank, the hopelessness, which I love. So House of a Thousand Corpses is on there for me for sure. The Island of Dr. Moreau remake, which is just so ridiculous because you have Val Kilmer, you have Marlon Brando, you have it's like such a really good cast, but it's such a just really not good movie. But it's so bad that it's good. Event Horizon, again,
Oof.
27%. It's a travesty. It's always going to be on one of my horror lists because it is so good. And then I had to round it out with something just completely ridiculous, which was Dracula 2000. So
Ooh.
there is my list. We have Evil Dead, House of a Thousand Corpses, Island of Dr. Moreau, the remake, Event Horizon, and then Dracula 2000.
Okay, I'm going to take Fright Night 2011.
Nice.
I love that remake. I adore it. I'll take...
The only reason my wife wanted to watch that movie was because of David Tennant.
So good.
Moving on.
So good. All right. I'll take that. I'll take Ravenous from 1999.
Yes.
All right. I'll take my 190-plus movie that wasn't on the rules is Green Room, which is one of the all-time horror classics for me.
That's on my list to watch later this week. People have been talking about it since it came out. Again, I have to pick my moments with horror movies. Since it's now on streaming, I'm going to be watching it this week, and I'll probably give you a text right afterwards being, "Oh my God, why did I wait so long?"
It's mind-blowing, man. Like, it's... Okay, with Green Room, so we'll have an episode released by the time this comes out, so you can go back and listen to it, but it just hits so hard, and you like the characters, and I don't know, there's a big talk, like some people, there's no dumb decisions, because everyone is everyone's in so over their heads that, and you never expect the violence that follows, that you can't just be like, oh, that was a stupid move. Does that make sense? And I got really mad when someone wrote an article about it, like, no, and I was like, oh man, I'm so mad. All right, so
would you say that it's kind of in the reasonings that you gave, it reminded me of Cheap Thrills, that you like the characters,
yes,
the level of violence you don't like, it's kind of similar?
Yeah, it
Okay.
hurts. It's violence that hurts, and it's real.
Okay.
Oh man, it's so good.
Because I love Cheap Thrills, a movie you actually bought me one of the last times that you were in town, and we went to the draft house.
Blu-ray vending machine.
From a Blu-ray vending machine, yeah, and I loved it. So I will, 100%. You're just securing Green Room as being a must-view for me later on this week. I keep interrupting you, Mark. I apologize. Continue your wonderful list.
I can't take any more from the 2010s, and so I have one from the 90s. I'll do Scream 2. Because I love Scream 2. That's one of my favorite slasher sequels ever. It really is. I love Scream 2. So I have Green Room, Fright Night, Ravenous, Scream 2, and then I will take... I gotta see when this movie was released.
He's got plans, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes!
It may be dashed. Oh.
Jason X.
Oh, gosh.
I have a remake, I have a sequel...
How can he slow walk and stalk in zero gravity? That's my question.
Oh, and also, go to YouTube and type in film theorists. And once you get there, I came up with a video about how I debunked his teleporting in all of the movies.
I was wondering if that's what you're going to say.
And it has 1.3 million views already. So head over.
Oh my goodness.
So head over to Film Theorists. I wrote it. Matt Pat narrates it. But so watch that video. I wrote it about Jason Voorhees and his teleporting.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark. After tonight, it's going to have 1,300,001 views. Okay, so I'm going to watch it as soon as we're done.
It's so good. I love putting it together, man. So we got this. All right. So how about this? Let's do something. Since we'll go back to the prophecy.
Okay.
Let's do our.
Oh God, do we have to? We got away from it. We have to go back.
Let's do our 3 favorite moments from.
Before we get to that, I want to ask you something. How would you classify this movie? What genre would you put this movie into?
Oh, well, it would. So you're at a Blockbuster.
Okay.
And you're walking around. Mm-hmm. There was never a thriller section in Blockbuster, was there?
I don't think so. See, I grew up in a very small town in Minnesota, so we didn't have Blockbuster. We had Mr. Movies.
Got it.
So I have to throw my experience onto Mr. Movies.
I don't remember a thriller section. So for me, this would be in the horror section.
I think I would agree. Even though we agree, I don't think that either Hollywood or especially IMDb knew what to give this
No.
genre of throws into. So IMDb just gave it everything. They put it under action. They put it under crime because detectives. They put it under drama because why not? They put it under fantasy. They have horror, they have mystery, and they have thriller. And I'm a little surprised. They didn't put romance, just because you mentioned the Koteas, Virginia Madsen head kisses. That's something that I had written down that we didn't touch on, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that no one knew what they were getting into with this movie.
Yeah, that's funny you said that. There's 7 labels to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just, but I do think you watch this, right? And this comes out. This is a product of Dimension Films, which was the Weinstein Corporation at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not enough action in it to be. This is kind of an adult picture, like not like Triple X.
I mean, I
like,
hope kids don't want to go see it.
It tries to stick to these very. It's a weird movie that it begins like a very noir Fallen-esque film. And then it kind of devolves into a crime, Pulp Fiction-esque movie with some of the dialogue.
It changes themes. Yeah, you think it's going to be this like super heavy religious, and there's going to be like all these things going on. And even in one of the first scenes with Stoltz, where the Tommy Wiseau angel shows up and launches through the window, which I think very hilariously what his counterattack to that was, oh, I smell an angel. He's going to come through the window. I'm just going to throw myself at the same window. That, like, is it going to be an action movie? Is it going to be like a lot of fighting? And it just is, I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would categorize it at, because it's not real. I don't know if I would say horror, because it's not really scary.
No. It just has the occult themes, I guess.
It's this weird conundrum. Like, I would probably put it under, like kind of like thriller, crime, mystery. Like that's probably what I would say the most.
Yeah, I guess. But then if someone watches it and has the occult themes, I bet they would be mad. Would you say?
Well, I think arguably anyone that watches this movie may be a little angry. So,
do you think? Okay, $8 million budget. Walken gets 3, 4 because there's really not much production design in this movie. There's not the cinematography. There's 2 different cinematographers that worked on it. So, I mean,
costumes, big thing. Like, effects weren't a big thing. Location scouting. I mean, like, I don't think they really had to like build anything other than the huts at the very.
Yeah, they had to blow up the one mobile home.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we're going back to dogging on it. But this is what I think happens, and this is something worth teaching in film school. So I teach school. Well, we should do Legion next.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one.
Right.
I thought that essentially your draft was like heaven hell movies. So I tried to have a couple in mind before coming into the.
I always mess with people. They're always like, "I thought you would draft this," and I'm like, I did a draft the other day, and someone was like, "I was 100% certain you were going to draft this movie." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" I like messing with people. But yeah, so yeah, all right. So before we get to our favorite parts, I just think $8 million budget, which is decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it was a director who had heat, an actor with a lot of popular actor, but they went in without an incomplete script. And the first-time director, his inexperience showed. It was one thing having Ron Howard direct Backdraft, and it's another him coming in to direct this script. So, I bet you now he wishes, hey man, I wish that I had a finished script on this, because the talent was there, and the moments are there, which we can end with. But yeah, I mean, at the end, I just think it got lost somewhere. I really do. But I can see how it's a cult classic, because it's weird, and it's tonally odd, and it cuts a great trailer. There's enough kind of occult religious themes, new kind of themes, Viggo's performance to relate. But I don't know. I hate after the fact things, so I'm not really going to talk about what would make it better. I hate those. Yeah. This is people get 3 million views by saying how the ending could be better on the movie.
What I would have done.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell am I? Yeah, exactly.
And even if it's brilliant, it's kind of just thinking you weren't there on set dealing with this. This guy was probably sweating bullets making this movie because he didn't have the script. I mean, I just think you could have lost Goldberg, consolidate a little bit more. You don't need the monkeys to talk about. Make it just, like he said, like a Christian Terminator, a theological Terminator, and make it urgent. That's where I would have gone. But let's do our top 3 parts. So I'm going to say, oh goodness, I'm going to say when Viggo yells at his little thing, because
at him.
It's just like they probably spend all their time together, and they just yell at each other, and the devil is like, "Shut up!" I bet he was like, "You always do this to me," but in a roar.
That's what do you think? What do you think that guy's voice was like? Because I hear it like a oh my god, like Princess Bride, like he's going through and saying like, oh god, like inconceivable, that's never gonna work. It's like, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
That's Vicini. That's what I think. That's what I think is gonna be it. Yeah, I hear that.
Right. So that's my one of my favorite scenes. What's yours?
One of my absolute favorites is walking on the steps of the school with the kids.
And the trumpet.
Like trying to look in their mouths, like, you got the soul, and like trying to figure out different ways to how can I look in your mouth without it being creepy. Like, oh, the trumpet was hilarious, and like, oh yeah, you get a candy, let me see, nothing in there, okay. It was just like such a walking thing, like surround them with children and just let them go.
When Stoltz though passes that to that little girl, you're like,
yeah, that was, yeah. But not my favorite. Not my favorite part.
So, and then I guess the second one I would have to say is the first. I like when Walken walks into the mortuary, the morgue, and does his and he does his sassy shuffle. Yeah. And lights him on fire. Does the flick. I mean, that's. I'll give him that. I'll do that. That's my second favorite.
They also never explained what, like, the little vial that he had that he like placed on him. Like, what was that? Like, again, so many questions that they never touched on again. Like, did he need to do that to, like, make sure he went on fire? Doesn't matter. He's an angel. He should have just set him on fire. It was something very small, but it was one of the things that stood out more to me because with all the things they could have touched on and elaborated on that they didn't, this one hit for me. With Adam Goldberg, it was, I think, around the time where he was on the steps with the kids, because Goldberg was this kind of deteriorating corpse. At one point, he was just sitting there like going through and coughing or something. He just like wiped something from his nose, and this like big long like trail of goo came out that was probably like either brain or like something else of his body. Slung it down, and Walken was like, oh, don't pay mind to that, or don't listen to that. It was just something small, but like, how long has he kept this body around that was slowly necrosing, and then all of a sudden, big section comes out and he had to throw it. So I love that part.
It needed more of that, this movie.
Absolutely.
Weirdness.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to pick my favorite part of this movie. I've already brought up Viggo. I mean, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Where Viggo walks up to Koteas and just sort of gives him a cuddle and just starts speaking into his ear. And it's a oneer. There's no coverage on it. They probably had no time. There's really no. He just walks up behind him, puts his arm around him, and just kind of says, "Hey, man, like, you got faith." And he gives him a little hint before he goes into battle. Yeah. With Walken, it's a oneer. Just leaves the camera, no motion, no coverage, and he just sort of knocks. And then what I love the most is when after he's done giving Koteas advice, he just kind of ducks out real fast behind him. And so, I'm the devil. But yeah, so that's my favorite. It's just watching that oneer.
Well, I feel like I have to end with a Viggo too, and it's something I mentioned earlier in the recording, is just how his demeanor completely changed after the threat was gone, after Gabriel was out of it, and he took a big bite of the heart and then wanted to like take his friends back to hell with him. It was just such a change in character that you would see. Come on, guys. He looked sad. He's like, I want you to come home with me. He was like almost like not begging, because that's not what Lucifer would do, but he was like so hopeful, and it's something that he wanted and desired himself, which is like, I'm going to grant you your, he's in the business of granting desires and promising these big things in order to get souls. And for him to show like I want you, and kind of showing that almost semi-vulnerable portion, which is how I took it. I just thought it was a different way to take that character. So that was one of my favorite moments in the
He
movie.
looks at the two of them. He's like, "Let's go to the mall." There's the two of them and his little demon guy.
Then play.
Robin
Oh,
Sparkles pops up. Yep.
Yep.
And they're just having a montage at the mall trying on clothes. Oh,
I'd
man.
watch that.
Dude,
And
great
can
movie.
we get Viggo as Lucifer in that jean jacket? That's what I want.
Oh, man. With the bedazzled?
Absolutely. The headband. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They put a huge hat on his buddy.
The robot makes an appearance. Let's do it.
His buddy gets like a Kangol hat. And, all right. Well, thank you for joining me, man. This was a lot of fun. If you want to listen to the rest of this, go back and listen to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and listen to the Fallen episode to complete the trilogy.
Yes, we made a
Elias
trilogy.
Koteas.
Koteas trilogy. I love it.
The inadvertent trilogy. But hey, thank you for joining me, man.
Absolutely. Always happy to come talk nonsense about these movies. I really enjoy it, man.
So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer.
Oh, God.
For Nathan Lahey. This is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.